What's up, guys? I ain't gonna lie, I just did 50 push-ups. The question is, why is it that for some people, college is viewed as like the super important part of life and for a career, and they take it seriously, and for others, they view it as sort of like a time for living it up while you're young and just having fun and partying, and then there's some that think it's unnecessary altogether. Why is that? I gotta catch my breath, to be honest. Guys, it's like 11 a.m. Sunday. Sundays are my favorite days. Sometimes I'll spend them with family, but sometimes I got the whole day to myself to just catch up on the week. Nothing to do but just work. Not like, do the stuff that I hadn't gotten around to during the week, organize myself, clean things up, eat some good food, work out, exercise, get some sun. Sundays are the best, guys, and I just felt like this topic was the best to film right now. Look at me, like I just did 50 push-ups, like catch my breath. But I felt like it was the right time to make this video on the five biggest mistakes that I made in college because my younger self, like, had such a different mindset than what I do now, and I've experienced a ton of life after college. About 3 years ago, I graduated, so I've learned a ton, and there's a ton that I would do differently. So if you're someone who's sort of like in college or maybe on the fence about going, hopefully these five things can help you either make the most out of it or sort of just get clarity on what next step to take for you. But in college, like I was like a lost kid. My parents hadn't gone to college, so I was like the first to like find a college to go through that whole process and then actually go. And the mindset that I had was kind of like, yeah, like it's important for a career, but I didn't know what I wanted to do. And so I kind of just went and I had that mindset of just like living it up while I'm young and just partying a ton and having fun. And that caught up to me quick. It got old quick. I started to feel like existential, like a lack of purpose. I struggled with like social skills. Like I honestly felt like I was becoming like depressed in college by not having like purpose or a clear path of what I'm doing. And I was kind of like floating around, going to classes, but not really caring about it, not taking it seriously because I didn't have clarity around my vision. And I'll get into the five mistakes, but that's one of them. But just to give you an idea of where I was at, I was kind of just like partying, wasting a ton of time watching Netflix and all this stuff. And I didn't know what career path I wanted to take or what I wanted to do with my life. And I knew I was like sort of different in that I wanted to live a cool life. I wanted to not live a boring life. I wanted to choose something fun and cool and have like more freedom and be more independent. Like I've always been like entrepreneur minded, but I want to get into the five biggest mistakes that I made. And again, hopefully these will help you sort of kick you into gear, give you some urgency, or like if that resonates with any of you, hopefully it can help you get on track. And I'll share some of the things that have helped me get on track and things I wish I did sooner that have put me in the good place, which I am in now, working in sales and building my online brand, which puts me on a great trajectory with high income skills and high like digital leverage, which I can leverage in the future. So the first mistake, and this is one take Tony. I'm not doing any edits on this video. I'm trying to work on being more authentic on here, which honestly I find it so easy to be authentic online, like on these videos. I don't know why, but I just like I'm me here. So first thing is like the biggest mistake, the first one is not thinking ahead. And for some reason, I went through all of high school and I even decided on going to college and like I was just going to go. I thought it was a good thing for me. I didn't have any clarity around what I wanted to do, but for some reason, I never sat down and figured it out. And maybe that's just the young, rebellious teenager that I was that was just like, oh, I get to put off responsibility. Like I don't need to worry about that stuff. I'll worry about it when I'm out of college. Like I'll just go, I'll pick a major. Like I had a lack of clarity on how like the world worked and how jobs worked and lack of awareness on life career paths. And I should have been reading some books and like figuring stuff out, but I really had no vision. And for some reason, I didn't think ahead. So what I wish I'd done here, and this caused me a lot of pain after I graduated, having to like get spit out into the real world and have no direction, and then at that point figure it out after I already went to college and like, all right, I was kind of like, all right, what can I use this degree for? What can it help me with? It was like the opposite way that I should have done it. I should have picked like a career path first or a life vision that I wanted to live, the kind of life I wanted to live, and then figured out what kind of job would make sense to start off and do it that way. But I just kind of put it off. So huge mistake. What I would have done differently is like what I just said, knuckle down, think ahead. Even if I don't know the career paths or specific majors that I would want to get into, or even if I didn't like have it be 100% sure, I would picture what I wanted my life to look like. And I know probably had a lot of limiting beliefs, but I would try to just think of it in a way like if I could wave a magic wand and live the life that I wanted, like ideally, what would it look like? And then limiting beliefs aside, just write that down. And then find the next steps that would make the most sense for me to live that. Because a lot of limiting beliefs, what I've learned, are just BS anyway. And you can break down the steps that you can take, even if you don't think you can do it, to to live the life that you want. Like, what do you need? If I wanted to um, be an entrepreneur, let's say you're going to need a certain skill set, sales being one of them. So that would be the job that would make the most sense in my personal situation. But that's the first thing. Like thinking ahead is the biggest mistake I made, and for some reason I put it off. Anyways, second one is party too much. And this one's kind of like, here's me like filming a video online telling people I partied too much in college. Like I wasn't excessive to the point where it was like weird. Like I partied too much because it was the norm. Like I wasn't like this like overly crazy with it, but the norm was to party like 3, 4 days out of the week in college, sometimes, not every week. But that's too much. Like that's way too much. So yeah, I did that too much, and I was kind of like escape using it as an escapism vehicle for thinking ahead, and that's a mistake that I made. I wish that I kind of spent more time, and this goes into the third mistake, which is wasted time. I wish that I spent more time thinking ahead and learning and reading and getting the college should be used for getting clarity around a vision of a life that you want and seeing how like college contributes to that vision and seeing how the job that you want to get contributes to that vision. This is kind of like how I see life now. It's like you should start with a goal or a vision in mind, and then your actions are now in line with a stepping stone to that. Instead of like just going to college because you need to go. That's what caused me not to go to class. It caused me to not see how it contributed to a good life that I wanted to live. So that's why I didn't take grades seriously. That's why I took partying more seriously because I just kind of fell into the mindset of like, let's live it up while I'm young, which gets me into the fourth mistake. Having the live it up while I'm young mindset. That's a mistake. I had the, oh, like, and this gets back into the question, like, why do some people take it so seriously? Why do some people just view college as like living it up and having fun? I still don't know the answer to this question, by the way, but my guess is that some people just have different outlooks on life. And I fell into that outlook where it's like, I need to live it up as while I'm young, and that living it up would be partying and seeking pleasure and just having fun. And then not because for some reason people think that you're not gonna be able to do that after college. Like that's what I don't agree with. Like, no, the earlier you get yourself set up with a good career path, a good life path where you're on a trajectory toward living a cool life that you have vision, the sooner you can live out that vision of having more cool experiences, whatever it is for you. For me, it's like living a life where I can travel more, have more enjoyable experiences, have the amount of resources like wealth, like money that to where I don't have to worry about like buying the clothes I want, buying the food I want, going out to restaurants, like doing the things that I want to do and helping my family out, helping other people out. I want to have the amount of resources where I'm comfortable doing that. Like that's part of the vision. And I kind of lost my train of thought. I probably need to take a sip of coffee. Okay, yeah, so that was the fourth mistake, living it up while I'm young mindset. Let me check how much time we got. We're at 10 minutes. I'm gonna one take this. So the fifth mistake is I didn't have an intention for why I was going. I was just going because other people said it was a good idea. So if I were to go back, I'm not saying I regret going. I think I learned a ton of lessons just right here. What I've learned is proof of that. But have an intention to go. Again, this just tie it kind of all ties in together. The mistake, I didn't have an intention for why I was going. I was going because other people told me it was a good idea. And I think if I were to go back, I would say, okay, I'm going because I want these skills. I want to learn these things because it contributes to this future that I want to live, of a life that I want to live. And like, if you don't know that, like younger me did not want to think ahead at all. So I understand if you're anything like younger me, you don't want to do it. But I'm telling you, if you get a piece of paper and just write out, what do I want my life to look like uh, after college? And just sit there for like, just sit there and just let your brain tackle it while you're like watching a movie or whatever. Your brain will come up with stuff on its own and then just jot it down. I'm telling you, it's like your subconscious will work at it if you just write down. So if you don't want to think ahead, don't worry about it. Just tell yourself, look, I'm going to write down on a piece of paper, what do I want my life to look like after college? Or what do I want my life to look like a year from now? And just leave that paper there and go back to it. I'm telling you, just write that down and you're gonna get some insights while you're in the shower or while you're driving or while you're out partying. I'm telling you, that is key. So that's it for this video, wrapping it up here at almost 12 minutes. If you're interested in learning more about like life setup, improving yourself, the journey toward a life of more freedom, entrepreneurship, success, and building the high income and skills necessary to do that, as I'm on my journey of doing that, like I don't have any of this figured out. Um, I'm learning sales now. It's doing great. I'm on my own, living in an apartment on my own. I'm doing pretty well for 24, and I'm building my online brand. And if you want to just follow me on my journey of doing this and just talking about my life while drinking coffee and just having fun on videos like this, stick around, like, subscribe, all that jazz. And I also offer one-on-one consulting or coaching if you want, if you're interested in that. Just there's a link in the bio for a one-on-one call you can book on my calendar, and we can see if that makes sense for you. But otherwise, I hope you have an excellent Sunday if you're watching this today, and I hope to see you in the next one. I know yeah, that's it. Anyways, peace. Go to the gym, sweat it out. Boom.